Channel's coverage of the Japanese Grand Prix. Let's listen in. Michael Schumacher in the interview room.
From the Fuji Television Grand Prix of Japan, congratulations to the 2003 world champion, Michael Schumacher. Michael, you've broken many records in your career, but you've just broken perhaps the big one. 1957, Juan Manuel Fangio won his 5th world championship, and now you have won your 6th. Can you just describe your emotions?
Probably not appropriate, honestly, because it has been a tough year. There's been a tough late stage of the season, and it has been a very tough race, honestly, probably one of my toughest. But I think what is much more to mention is the team, and I only can repeat ever so often, because again today, I mean, they have done an incredible job giving both of us a car where we have been at all time competitive with. Rubens have done a fantastic drive, won the Grand Prix, so we won the constructor title 5 in a row, which I think is first time ever happened in big style. Myself, I was a little bit messy today after having a little incident, and that's why I said it was one of my toughest races, honestly, because to come back then and go through the traffic and fight your way through with all the happenings, with what happened with D'Amata and Ralph hitting me in the back and so on. I mean, it was a very, very strange race, and therefore the feelings yet haven't sunk in. I mean, I can well feel for the team, but I can't feel for myself at the moment. I'm empty and I'm exhausted. I'm just proud of what we all have achieved.
What were you feeling during the race? Were they keeping you informed about where Kimi was lying? And equally, how hard were you going in traffic with Sato, for example, and again with your brother?
Obviously, I had to go flat out, especially after I lost my nose in lap 7 or 8, that was. And from that moment, it was early stage in the race. I knew Montoya was out at that stage, and I knew that the 2 McLarens were both behind Rubens, and you wouldn't know what would have happened with weather condition, with strategy and so on, what could have been the outcome in the end. So I really had to make sure by myself on top to be at least in 8th position. Thanks, I could rely on Rubens in the late stage of the race, but still I had to fight because you never know whether a car would finish me. We had Formula 1 and we have always seen things happen in the past, so you have to think about the worst to be safe, and that's what I was trying. And the fight with Cristiano and with Ralph and myself in between was quite a tough one, and I really had to make sure I stay and get that 8th position to have the point in case.
And in the closing laps of the race, when you're sitting behind D'Amata, wiping your visor, the laps were unwinding, was it difficult to keep your concentration then?
It was difficult for the simple reason that when I had the incident with D'Amata in the late stage and Ralph, I locked up so heavy to avoid hitting D'Amata that I had a huge flat spot. And when you may know what it means to run over those very old stones, these rivel stones, that's the way I felt in the car. I mean, I almost lose vision down the straight because the vibrations are so huge, and you get concerned. So you sort of have as well the knowledge that Ralph hit you in the back, and you don't know how heavy that is, whether you can have maybe a puncture and losing your 8th position. So there's a lot of thoughts that are going through, and you just try to carry your car as safe and as easy and as light into the checkered flag.
Well, you did finish in the points in 8th place. You secured your 6th World Championship, your 9th with Ferrari, including Constructors' Championship. Some final thoughts on the team and on those achievements?
First of all, I think it is very strange for me because most of my championships I have won with a victory, and here now today I'm sitting here and winning a championship with 8th position, which is last of the points, still winning the championship, which is a mixed emotion. Though what the team has achieved, I mean, is just fantastic. I mean, if you see what has happened in Germany, Hockenheim, in Budapest, how many people wrote us off, how many people wrote things about us, outspoken things. And here we are, we're back, and we never give up. we're always there, we always fight, and I think that's one of the big strengths of the Ferrari team, and everybody in Ferrari is that way, and it's just a huge big family which we all be proud of being a part of it.